All right, we're going to start up on project 1. So this is, if you remember, this is your data panel right here. This is where our stuff is stored at. This is your home button. Right now, if I click on home button, we're going to see a lot of different projects I have in here. Be sure that you go into your CAD231 folder that you have shared with me. I've created one right here. Double click in it. Once it's open, we can start drawing. Shut your data panel, just me, I like to. We want to be into the design. Later on in Mac 150, Mac 128 in spring, we will be in manufacturer. Later on in this class, we're going to do actually some drawings from our design, but right now we're going to be in design. So usually the first thing you want to do, now let's talk about this. Some of y'all may have a layout grid. That is perfectly fine. It helps. I'll keep it on. So what do we want to do first? So looking at this, we have a 3x5 box. So let's go ahead and create that. Let's create a box. I don't want to do a box like that. Let's create, this is solid. I don't want to do solid. I want to do surface. Solid. Anyway, let's just pick right here on the corner. Nope, that didn't get it. Create sketch. That's what, I'm sorry, it took me forever. All right, here it's not so important, but later on when you start drawing stuff for programming, you may want to pick the right box. So let's just pick this plane right here. Draws it out. So what I want to do, I want a 2-point rectangle. Come over here, I'm holding it down, and we don't have to worry about these numbers right here matching up. We want a 3x5 box. Let's just drop it anywhere, let go of it. See, now it's asking us what our length is. We know our length is 5. We're going to type that in. Whoops. 5.0. Why is it not typing? 5. Wow. Enter. All right, that didn't work. Let's double click it. I want 5. Enter. You see how it drew it over? And we can double click this. All right, maybe we can't. D for dimension. There we go. And that was 3. All right. So basically, finish sketch. We have a sketch right there. We can click up here and look at the top view, front view, I can't tell, bottom view, back view, top view. Top view works. So I want to warn y'all, notification, extensions, jump setups, help. Where's preferences? Preferences. If any of y'all have ever used SolidWorks, it's a good idea to switch this pan zoom orbit to short to SolidWorks. That way it works, your mouse button, your left mouse, your roll button works just like you would if you were running SolidWorks. So I'm going to roll it out, roll it down. It's going to take a little bit of playing around before y'all can kind of figure out, but I'm using the roll button and I'm moving my mouse up here to zoom out. If I move it down here, it zooms this way. If I move it up here, it zooms here, moves it up here. It's just going to take some getting used to. Okay, so we have a basic box. It is a 2D plane right now. So we can go two different ways here. We can go ahead and draw these cutouts in there and then extrude it, or we can extrude it into this thickness and then cut those out. I find it better to go ahead and draw the basic shape of it in a sketch form, then extrude it. Let's do that. So, all right, takes me a while. So I want to draw a line, create. They have changed this thing. All right, I want to open this sketch. Where is it at? I've already got one sketch. All right. I'm going to find it sooner or later. Hey, don't feel bad. I have problems just like y'all. I want to reopen my sketch, edit sketch. There it is. I right-clicked it to bring this up. I want to edit my sketch. So I want to draw a line. I don't really care exactly. I'm just going to draw. You see it helps you 90 degrees, 90 degrees. And it'll click close to where the line is, 90 degrees. All right, we drew that. We're not sure where it's at. So let's, if you hold down the D button, which is for dimension, and click a surface, that's not the one we want, escape. Tell you what, let's do. Let's hold down the D and let's click this. All right, so we can put that dimension in. And it is 1.50. See, it shortened it up. So let's put some dimension. Let's hold down. It may still be in dimension mode. From here to here is 1 inch. So how much is it? So we got 5 minus 1 minus 1. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 inch. That's correct. Enter. And let's dimension from here to here. That says 0.8. We want it 1. Okay. So now let's go back up to draw the other side. I don't really care where I'm putting it at. I'm just putting them. I'm creating the basic shape of it. Now I'm going to hit D for dimension. I want a dimension from here to here. 1.0. Oh, sorry. 1.5. See, it shortened it up. I want a dimension from here to here. That's 1 inch. 1.0. What happened? Okay, it moved. Dimension from here to here. 1.0. Now, we have our basic sketch. However, we need to remove some material. We want to, oh man, where is it at? Trim. We want to trim that line and trim that line. Now, what does it say? Constraints and or dimensions were removed. I don't care. Basically, it removed something like this one right here. I'm not worried about. If we are worried about them, I can't click it and highlight it. These little marks are talking about constraints and I can't remember the word, properties. But anyway, we have our basic dimension, basic drawing done right now. We want to finish the sketch. If we want to look at it, this pan, zoom, or this orbit, that's pretty neat. You can rotate it in space. And when we get into three-dimensional work, which is where we're going to all the time, it's pretty nice to rotate it before we actually extrude it, because that way we can get some thickness out of it when we extrude it. Because what will happen if we go back to top and we extrude it, it's coming this way. You don't even see it. You can't even tell it actually happened. So again, I'm going to rotate it. I'm going to have to hit escape to get out of that. Now we want to, we're done with our sketch. If you were to right click it, it says, I don't see it. Anyway, so we want to create, we want to extrude. If we click on this, if you see the arrow, we can extrude it up or down. In this case, our first drawing, we really don't care. Oh, shoot. Let's do it again. Extrude, and let's put in, how thick is this part? Oh, me. I'm not worried about the origin right now. It doesn't give us a thickness. Let's call it 1/8, 0.125. All right, even now you can't hardly see it, but you can kind of see it here. Now, going back to this escape to get out of the orbit, layout grid. So some people like working with the layout grid for orientation purposes. I'll leave it on. I personally don't like the layout grid once we get started, but that's personal preference. So, and if you notice, once we're out of sketch mode, all of a sudden we don't have our dimensions on here. The dimensions were there for the sketch. Now we don't have it. So we can save it. File, save, call it Project 1. Save it. If we go back in our data panel under CAD231, that's mine, yours would look something similar, you would call it Project 1. Then, once you're done, you can exit out, and I want to close this one project right here. It's ready for me to do another one. I'm going to come into your folder with all y'all's names up in here and open it up and look at your sketch, and I'm going to be checking different things. I hope that made sense. If not, we'll do another video, and we're going to keep doing videos. This is just a basic. You can double click it to open it back up. Just a basic, simple drawing that we've done. That's it.